God is creative as I have no idea why people who never read the Bible do that thing where they flip to a random verse and they're like, the following were found to have married foreign women from the descendants of the priests, from the descendants of Jeshua, son of Josadak, and his brothers, Masiah, Eleazar, what? Nothing that goes into a person from outside can defile him, but the things that come out of a person are what defile him? What? Your breasts are like two fawns, twins of a gazelle. It's a beautiful book. Start from the beginning. Genesis 1. You all know the story. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, something you must know. First of all, Genesis chapter 1, like the whole chapter, and then chapter 2, verses 1, 2, and 3, it's a beautiful poem that describes a beautiful event, the creation of all the shit that you see. It's an awesome way to teach children about a very powerful, very intelligent, very creative, very personal being that the poet refers to as Elohim, which, by the way, is just a generic term for God in the Bible's original Hebrew language. Be it the God of Israel or the God of other nations, we're talking about Elohim, the big fat generic daddy God. Look, it's a poem, alright? You shouldn't be looking at Genesis 1 as an accurate account of the history of the cosmos, right? That's how you get these weirdos that say stuff like, you know, the world is young, only about 10,000 years old. Look, it's a poem. Not to be understood literally, but rather poetically, with a mind open to the good sciences. You know, the sciences that tell you that the earth has been around for billions of years. I mean, we don't take Solomon literally when he says, your eyes are doves behind your veil. Let's be rational here, people. So the creative God is out here doing creative things. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Damn. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness covered the surface of the watery depths, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, let there be light. And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. There was an evening, and there was a morning, one day. So okay, that's the first day of creation. Crazy shit, right? You got this Elohim creating the earth and like hovering over it, right? He's like right there, just chilling with his creation. On the flip side, you have these other Mesopotamian cultures who existed during this time period who have gods that created the universe out of war and anger and hostility. But this poem here says the universe came forth from God's own personal creativity. I mean, this dude is over here making light pop out of nowhere, and he says it is good. And he's certainly not ripping a dragon in half and then creating the cosmos out of the dragon's tattered flesh. The fuck? Elohim here goes on to create the sky, dry land, the seas, fruits and veggies, sun and the moon. Oh yeah, and the animals, right? The animals, the sky, land, and seas. And after he creates all of these things on different days, poetically, he says that it's all good. But it's interesting, out of all creation, Elohim does something different when he makes humans. Check it out. When you look at how he makes organisms that reproduce themselves, you see that the template is original design, right? Elohim just makes something new. Then God said, let the earth produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and fruit trees on the earth bearing fruit with seeds in it, according to their kinds. And it was so. The earth produced vegetation, seed-bearing plants according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seeds in them, according to its kinds. Then God said, let the waters swarm with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky. So God created the large sea creatures and every living creature that moves and swarms in the water, according to their kinds. He also created every winged creature according to its kind, and God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the earth produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that crawl, all the wildlife of the earth according to their kinds. And it was so. God made the wildlife of the earth according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that crawl on the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. But look at how he makes humans. Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. So God created man in his own image. He created him in the image of God. He created them male and female. So we are created in the image of God. No new template, the likeness of the Creator. I find it interesting that we're made in the image of the Creator and not some new idea. Like, why? Sometimes I wonder if it's because the author wanted to illustrate that we are divine, and so we should treat one another as such. Look at all the isms of the world. Racism, sexism, ableism, classism. All the hateful ideas we promote against other people we view as different. We think, well, they aren't like me, so God must not love them. We forget just how diverse and big God is. The reason we have people of all shapes, colors, sizes, creeds, sexual orientations, religions, abilities, etc. is because God herself is that diverse. And yes, I said herself. Because women were created in the image of God just like men. Therefore, God must be the feminine, the masculine, and everything in between and beyond. Do you honestly think God has revealed her full self in this limited book? Why the hell would I want to limit God to being some hetero white male that loves war when you don't see that shit anywhere in the Bible? Anyways, Elohim gives the creation motion. Lights are dangling in the heavens that separate the seasons. Animals have to be fruitful and multiply. Fish gotta swarm the seas. Birds gotta fill the air. And humans are to have dominion over the birds and the fish and the livestock and every other hot damn thing that roams the planet. And to be fruitful and multiply. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't pause on this whole idea of humans having dominion over the birds and the fish and the livestock and basically the whole fucking earth. But you gotta understand that that word dominion in its original Hebrew means literally to rule, to dominate, to subdue, but not scorch, not harm, not destroy. Jesus fucking Christ, we're over here destroying our shit, lying in our own filth, and some of these Christians are over here just like, well, you know, God's gonna save me before we can suck all the life out of this beautiful earth that he masterfully created, but for whatever reason doesn't care if we just take a massive shit on it. What? And then we close out. So the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed. On the seventh day, God had completed his work that he had done. And he rested on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, for on it he rested from all his work of creation. The last thing we see is God resting. Now let that be a lesson. Even the Creator rests. Now we're created in her image, so we should rest as well. I mean, hell, the Bible tells people to make a whole day out of it. Rest. Spend time with your family. Enjoy your community of friends. Recharge. Because it's about to get insane. And that's what it's about for me right now. When I study Genesis 1, I see a creative, loving, intelligent, personal God that gives humans stewardship over her creation. With that in mind, I hope to play my part well. God gave us creative minds, just like his. I mean, we should take what we have to learn new ways to be better handlers of creation daily. Evolve in our thinking, right? Like renewable energy, harnessing the power of God's creation to energize our lives, right? We should be investing in wind power, solar power, hydropower. We should be figuring out ways to store this stuff in batteries that are built better and better. Reduce our carbon footprint. Like bring down the cost of electric vehicles and put the whole planet in one. End pollution. Stop the greenhouse effect. Like what the fuck are we doing destroying God's work? Stop with the isms. God is clearly diverse. Every human on this planet is made in God's image. Therefore, we should love one another because we're all one and the same. We'd be so much further along as a species if we just realized that everyone has a great role to play in the betterment of society. That's why we are diverse. So go figure out your strengths, encourage other people to do the same, and let's make this place a lot better. I don't know, just my thoughts when I read Genesis 1:1 to 2:3 today. It might be a little different tomorrow. We all grow, and hopefully we grow stronger. And that's it for me. Keep loving your God, yourself, and your fellow creation. My name's Bernard. Thanks for watching.